This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Canada. I am here with Adele, the behavioral change expert. Since 2011, she has helped individuals and businesses bounce back better with her award-winning, science-based proprietary resilience training. I'm joined with Adele, the award-winning author, thought leader. Thanks so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me, Gary. Happy to be here.
Let's start off a little bit about yourself. You're formally educated at York University. Your experience through the years in leadership, coaching, personal development has made you a sought-after international trainer and really a fearless speaker. You are the go-to professional in behavioral change. Share with me a little bit how this journey began for you.
Sure, I'd love to. Let me ask your listeners a question. Do you think that willpower works? You see, I thought it did, and I tried for years and years to apply willpower in order to get my dreams into existence. And each time I started down the path, I would end up quitting. By the time I quit for the third time, I thought to myself, maybe I'm applying the wrong operating instructions to my brain. So I took myself to university and I started to study, how does this human brain of ours work? And sure enough, I discovered that we're using the wrong operating instructions. So I created new ones. That was back in 2011. And I started to apply them. Well, a funny thing happened, Gary. After I had been applying this technique for about 6 weeks that I had created, I started to look inside myself for this pattern of quitting, and I couldn't find it. I kept searching for it, like, where is it gone? And it had just disappeared. It was as if I'd stepped out of one identity into another. Well, at that point, I didn't have to fear quitting anymore. I wasn't trying to apply willpower to my quitting pattern. I just wasn't able to quit, and that therefore I just excelled at what I was trying to do. So since then I went on and I thought, okay, can this apply to other behaviors, other beliefs, other things that hold people back? And sure enough, I gathered a group of people together to test it out, and they all got amazing results. So that's what I now teach. I teach people how to change behaviors that are really ingrained, really stuck in them. Those mistakes that we keep making over and over and over again and asking, why do I do that? Well, I'm here to tell you why you do.
Wow, that is a great personal story. I mean, dare we ask, what is the root cause of most problems on this planet? Are we shocked when the answer is humanity itself? I mean, it's us. Are we the root cause of what plagues us? Break it to me gently.
Yes, absolutely. It's interesting because our human brain is so resilient and so incredibly plastic. It has plasticity. We can create a whole bunch of changes. We adapt very, very easily. And therefore, we adapt to fit the planet, to fit ourselves, rather than us fitting into the planet. So yeah, we can boil all of life's problems really down to one thing: our human brain and how adaptable it is. Now, that is actually really good news, because once we're able to tune into that adaptivity and play with it, like actually put a tool in our pocket to use it in our favor, then boy, can we accomplish anything. And we can transform any of the problems that we have created on this planet today by changing our own neural wiring.
I mean, let's start with, what is behavior? Webster's definition is the way in which one acts or conducts oneself, especially towards others. So does behavior matter in really all areas of our life?
Absolutely. How you behave, what you believe, what actions you take, all of that will dictate your level of success. It will dictate your relationships. It will dictate how you are as a leader, how you are as a follower. Everything that we do in this planet is based inside of our behaviors. And so if we can change those, then guys, we can do anything.
I mean, be it individuals, couples, or companies, if we are the problem, can we change? By changing patterns in our brain, can we truly change our behavior?
Yeah, well, let's break the human brain down, and we're going to divide it into two parts: hardware and software. This is just a simple analogy. The hardware parts of your brain are comprised of about 85 billion neurons. So 85 billion different pathways, different opportunities for different behaviors. Opportunities, okay? The software part of your brain is the programming. So what happened when you were born is the human brain isn't born with patterns. We're not like other animals that have instincts. We have to learn everything. And so from the moment we enter this planet, we very quickly take every behavior, every action, every belief that we come across on this planet, and we store it away for future use. And that becomes our programming. So that's the software part of our brain. Now, most of today's methodologies, if you want to change a behavior, will work on the software. So there are inspiration techniques, motivation techniques, willpower techniques, and all of that is just a software patch, okay? But that's not going to change the neural wiring of your brain. If you really want to change a behavior, we need to change the neural wiring. Let's go right to the source. Let's go to the hardware. Once you upgrade that, you don't have to worry about the software patch anymore, because the software patch will keep falling off. Have you noticed? You keep needing to come back for more motivation, more inspiration, more willpower. Forget it. It's too much work up there. Let's change that neural wiring, and you will effortlessly just be changing your behaviors without trying, like I did. I wasn't looking to try to stop quitting. I just wasn't quitting. That's the difference.
Wow. So obviously we create patterns in our brain from past experiences. You have created a 4-step repattering technique, taking us back to experience life as we were born to. Explain that process.
Yeah, so once we know how to work our brain, then we can apply tools to have it do what it does naturally, which is change that wiring. So every once in a while, spontaneously, you will change a pattern. And we've all done this, right? You've been going through life in a particular direction based in a particular belief, and then you have this spontaneous insight, and boom, everything shifts for a moment and you're changed. You're doing something different. Good. That happens spontaneously. How about we make that systematic? How about I give you the tool to put in your pocket so that you can do that anytime you're avoiding, procrastinating, quitting, stuck, in conflict, anything that's not working for you. Let's use your brain to create a different direction, but put you in charge of it so that you're in control, because that's the thing that's missing today. So yeah, the technique I teach is 4 steps. They are simple, but simple isn't always easy, right? Simple is this. We need to stop thinking that why you are doing something is given by the situation or given by yourself. Neither one of those is why you do something, okay? The reason you do something is because you have a pattern in your brain that does that, period. I'm going to say that again. The only reason that a person does something, has a behavior, a belief, an action, is because they have a pattern in their brain that takes that action, adopts that behavior, believes what it believes. Great, that puts you in charge. So the first step is we're going to identify what that pattern is. A pattern is an intertwined physical sensation, emotion, thought, just to break it down and make it easy. Okay, so we can identify that. Now, step 2, you're going to own that. That's a pattern in your brain. It's not actually happening out there. I know it seems like it is, guys. I get it. It really seems like that is our reality. And it certainly appears that way. But when we remember that our brain is locked inside a dark, silent room inside the skull of ours, then it flips the switch. Oh, I have a pattern that believes that. Okay, great. Now you're taking charge. Now you're taking ownership of that pattern. And then step 3, we're going to deconstruct it. It's a little tricky for me to explain in a 7-minute interview, but what I'd like you to do is get my book. It's free on my website, and that will teach you exactly how to deconstruct that pattern. And then step 4, that's where you're going to upgrade the pattern, change that brain's wiring so that you can effortlessly take a new action.
So these patterns definitely affect our behavior. Many things affect our behavior. I mean, when we are fulfilled, happy, successful, do these affect behavior as well? And can we be these things regardless of life circumstances?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are so misdirected in today's topsy-turvy world. We have overeducated, overemphasized the left hemisphere of our brain. And that's a whole different topic that we can come back and talk about next time, Gary. But here's the thing. That brain's neural wiring, it is there because you are overeducating one side of the brain and neglecting the other side. When we know how to work the brain the way it's designed, peace, success, effortless, moving in the direction of your dreams, effortless relationships, conflict-free. That's the innate state of your brain. That's where it desires to be. And we can get it there again.
Wow. I mean, so we can thank our schooling for left brain thinking. I mean, so are we doomed? You say no. You bring hope that together we can create powerful whole brain solutions. Is this exciting for people to realize they can do?
Oh yeah, like when I work with my clients, they go from feeling stressed and anxious about the future of this planet, about the future of themselves, stuck in money situations that aren't working for them, stuck in relationships that aren't working, and they just gain this remarkable freedom when they know that they can control their behaviors, control their beliefs, control how they're going to move through life. Life just becomes a joy. It becomes a journey instead of a destination that we're all trying to get to. And that journey becomes just happy, just one of pure happiness.
That is so cool. I mean, let's face it, feeling lost, stressed, overwhelmed, alone, unfulfilled. I mean, this is so common anymore. We think it's normal. You say there's a good reason that we feel this way. Explain why.
Well, the reason we all feel this way is frankly because nobody has taught us how to work our brain in the way it's designed to be worked. We swim in a world of blame and shame. You're told you're at fault if you can't apply those willpower band-aids to your situation and move forward. You're taught that you're at fault or your partner's at fault if you're in conflict. And you're taught to always look for, how do I fix the problem? Well, let me tell you what the problem is. The problem is simply a pattern that is created when you were little that you didn't choose to create, and that is causing the conflict or causing you to feel the way you feel. That's not your fault, okay? Never is your fault. However, that can be changed. So when we know how to work our brain, all of that blame and shame just melts away. You just become so self-forgiving because you're able to say, okay, that's the pattern. I now have a way to deal with it. I have a tool in my pocket that I can change that. And so there's no blame, there's no shame anymore. And that's, again, that's the way humanity should be.
That is excellent. I mean, this really has become a movement, a community of pattern makers. Would you say this has taken on kind of a life of its own, kind of probably even beyond what you imagined?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I see such massive changes in the world today. I've been teaching this 12 years. And frankly, when I first started to teach this, it was an uphill battle to get people to listen and to understand about patterns. Today, it is just this flow happening, this movement happening, even in just our little community of pattern makers, what I've created, what I teach. There is just so many people who are just flocking into it and working together to create brand new patterns in the world. But I'm actually starting to see it everywhere, which is really delightful to see.
I mean, so my left brain has cut me off really from my birthright. I mean, you teach, you have the right to live how we were intended to live. I mean, are we naturally wired for enlightened thinking?
Yes, we are. Neuroscience has now determined that those mystical experiences that the brain has, those are occurring because of certain neural pathways in your brain, certain wiring in your brain. So we can bring about that level of enlightened thinking. It's remarkable when we do. You know, I've worked with clients and they've just had these most remarkable creative solutions, or all of those experiences that we all seek, those moments of pure joy and pure bliss. They are totally available within the brain. You just have to learn how to work it and work it the way it's designed.
I mean, this is exciting because we see so much in the media. The world needs to change. Yet, like we said initially, we are the answer for that change. It's all part of us to be, to change and be part of something bigger than ourselves. I mean, not to sound cliche, but this can be life-changing for a lot of people.
Oh, it is life-changing for every person who knows how to do it and do it effectively. Absolutely. And it's deeper than just getting to your goals, right? Like that's what I teach. We can achieve our goals. That's child's play. How about we achieve stress-free living effortless engagement with each other, conflict-free relationships. Now there's where the real gold lies, because that level of happiness, that's achievable and that's available for all of us. And it's built right into the brain. It's the innate way that your brain chooses and wants to work, stress-free, aligned with the present moment, totally connected to each other. That is available.
Unfortunately, many of us never go beyond child's play and really understand the vastness of our brain. I mean, so how do viewers join the pattern makers? Is your training done online, in person, individually, groups, or kind of a combination of all of them? Explain how our viewers can get involved.
Well, since COVID, we did go all 100% online. We used to do live events and virtual, but now we're all virtual. That's fine. We join together every week. The pattern makers get together and we work on different topics, different areas of concern, and mostly we work on how to be the best selves that we can be. So yeah, you can join. Just go to my website, adelespraggon.com. You can get a free copy of my book there. It's online. It'll teach you the full technique. And if you want to join in with a really powerful group of pattern makers and join a community, then you're very welcome to join the Pattern Maker Hub. And the details are also on my website.
Speaking of the book, I mean, you're an award-winning author. You freely give your book just for the asking. You offer tangible tools that can enhance that book. Is the book a good start, a starting point for most people?
It is a good start, but it is tricky. I gotta say, as I said, the technique is very simple, and yet simple is not easy. Oftentimes we need the support of a good coach, somebody who can listen very deeply and very intently to what you are saying and help you to identify those patterns that need to be deconstructed. So having the support of a community is extremely helpful. Having said that, some people do quite well with the book. And honestly, all I want is for everybody to get this technique so that they can be happy. So whatever works for you, I would say start with the book, but if that doesn't work, don't think that you're the problem. You're not. You just need some support in how to apply the technique. Everybody who applies this technique correctly gets results, and I guarantee it. I am one of the few personal development trainers on the market who actually guarantees the results, because I know that your brain is capable of doing this.
That is excellent. So the challenge is not just obtaining information, the challenge is in executing that information. And that is really where you come in to help people bridge that gap. Adele, in 2020, you were awarded the Woman of Inspiration Customer Experience Award. You were also recognized as the top behavioral expert of the year in 2021. You have guided thousands globally to address the underlying decision-making patterns that get in the way of making better choices so that they can achieve breakthrough results. Is this rewarding work for you? And do you enjoy waking up every day knowing that you're doing your part to change the world?
Yeah, I do. And yes, absolutely. I wouldn't do anything else on this planet. If I can help one person, you out there, I am here to do whatever I can. Yeah, we need a little extra support, and right now this world needs you.
That is excellent. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen. You're going to see their website. On the website, we can see how you can be part of a growing movement of people who are changing themselves by changing their own brain patterns. Check the reviews and what the media has to say about this award-winning behavioral change methodology. Once again, that is Adele, the behavioral change expert, helping you bounce back better with proprietary, science-based training. This is Gary Atencia with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.